Hey guys, welcome back. Carter Bits be tripping. This is going to be a real quick one for you guys. Voskcoin was kind enough to send over the new Goldshell X miner branding deal that he did with Goldshell to have a few units made. And this is a Litecoin miner, what happens to also get Dogecoin because Litecoin and Dogecoin are merge mined together. We'll get into a little bit of that. Before that, we're going to get you guys how much power does this thing use? What's the output? What's the expected return right now? And then, obviously in the future, what you can predict based on the history there. Let's pull this up and get into it. Hey guys, today's sponsor is Compass Mining. Compass Mining is a Bitcoin mining and hosting service for new and experienced miners. With decentralization at the core of their values, they seek to provide the best service and support for your mining needs. With hosting included and full control where you mine to, you mine at your own pace with exceptional support backing you all the way. If ease of use and establishing passive income on mining Bitcoin sounds good for you,
then hit the description below and head over to Compass Mining's website.
Welcome back to Bits Be Trippin'. This is your host, Carter. Let's get into this. Now, in today's review, we're going to be doing something a little different. Voskcoin reached out and offered up a Goldshell X Voskcoin Mini Doge miner to take a look at the Goldshell X script miner, which is a Litecoin script miner, which also is able to receive Dogecoin as Dogecoin is merge mined with Litecoin. So let's first look at this little unit here. So it measures in at 3.5 inches wide, 6 inches long, and 7 inches tall. And then the power brick, which is a little longer actually, at 8.25 inches long, 2 inches tall, and 3.75 inches wide. This unit is well small enough to fit on a small desktop. And while we're talking about desktop, or at least placing it on a desktop next to you, there's only two things you'd be really concerned about with a small unit like this when it comes to the heat output and then the noise output. And we did a quick check on the noise, and it's about 49 to 52 decibels if you have a quiet room there, which is well more than acceptable. It's like a small fan being on. And then if you have the unit with the 300 watt adapter that comes with it, if you choose the adapter that comes with it versus you supplying your own power supply, then you would have next to no sound, as this is just a straight power unit with no fans. In addition, we took some thermal readings with the thermal imaging camera to see what this unit was actually outputting from a temperature standpoint. There's some small fans that actually output some pretty decent heat coming out of the backside. The max was around 140 Fahrenheit, and then we ended up having around 120 Fahrenheit from the actual adapter itself. So that's pretty warm. Wanted to show you guys some images of that. Now let's switch over real quick to F2 pull. This is where this was configured at, and we'll have a deeper dive video on how to configure and how to switch things around, because Litecoin is not the only script mining coin, so you could actually use this for other stuff. I don't know why you would want to, but when I get in there for the configuration within the device, we'll cover that again in a separate video. But when I look at the F2 pool mining output, effectively we started this about midday on 7:30, and we let it run through 7:31 and 8:01 to get some numbers here. And you can see the output of the mining revenue from Litecoin and then the subsequent Dogecoin mining revenue, which ended up being significantly higher when it comes to US dollar value. So it is appropriately named the Dogecoin miner, even though it is a script miner that's mining Litecoin with that merge mine to Dogecoin. It helps establish the fact that Doge is just far more profitable on this, and the output is showing that. So let's pivot back over to the Goldshell mining interface, and this just shows you a dashboard, which is the home screen, which just shows you the performance of the unit and how long it's been running, in addition to the rejection rate and the hardware rates, along with the average mega hash and how long it's been up, its uptime has been. And you can see this has been just about 2 days. We had to restart once when I moved it for the video. So you can see the average rates run around 187.6 mega hash, which it's running right within spec. Most of these miners sometimes say that they run 185, and then they'll maybe run a lot less. But this unit is actually running a little over 187 mega hash, which is pretty nice. And then you got some miner update information when it comes to the model, the firmware, and the hardware versions for future updates and versions for it. Within the miner tab, you have your configuration, and effectively you just set the priority of the pool that it's going to be running, and you can add more pools if you want it to have failover if one pool is not active or not. Overall, I think it's kind of a cool little device. I mean, it comes down to, are you willing to spend $800 for a possible return of your money, over possibly more than a year or less, really dependent on the Dogecoin price and Litecoin prices. And this could be said for any kind of mining hardware in general. And I think if you're looking for a participation within the Dogecoin ecosystem and subsequently Litecoin ecosystem, then this might be the device to start you off. It's a real cheap cost of entry when you talk about the cost in general for hardware, and then you move into the ease of use comparable to something like a GPU miner, and I think you're in a pretty good shape. So again, do your own research, see if this is something that works out for you when that second batch opens up. It might be a good opportunity for you to get into some Litecoin and Dogecoin mining. So again, thanks for Voskcoin for sending it over and giving us a quick run through of the device. And when we get into the next part of this series, we'll expand on how Dogecoin is merge mine and, expand on the merge mining aspects of things. I think that'll be a good one. That'll be set up as a deep dive and will help explain how merge mining actually works. All right, guys, thanks again for this, and I'll see you guys on the next one.